Hey guys, Angela Poynton here, talking to you today with some more thought leadership content help. I'm here with Cassandra Bailey of Slice Communications. Say hello, Cassandra.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us today. So in the last video, we talked a little bit about changing up what you're selling, communicating maybe how to sell your products virtually or provide services virtually. And so I thought I'd bring Cassandra on today to talk to everybody about, okay, now that we know what we want to sell, how do we get it in front of more people? So how do we get people to buy this new offering or this slightly different offering, given the environment we're all in? And how do we get that seen and actually do some selling of those things?
Sure. So, an underlying philosophy that we recommend to people is when you're thinking about your products and services, instead of selling them like maybe you have in the past, to figure out how you can be helpful. So in today's day and age, you don't want to be seen as opportunistic, and you don't want to be opportunistic, but at the same point, we all have our businesses to continue to run, and we need to add new clients in order to do that. And so the best practice that we've been focusing on is helping that selling. And as much as you have something that can really truly help people, and chances are that you do, but it might not be able to help everybody right now. That requires a level of thinking and strategizing where you're really focusing your communications on the people that can be helped by what it is that you have to offer.
That's awesome. So you're saying that maybe positioning yourself as helping people during what's going on right now rather than, hey, buy my thing. So can we maybe say or give people a little example of what that might look like?
Yeah, for sure. If you sell services, and let's say, for instance, you sell crisis communications planning, like our agency does, we've been trying to focus on like how that can be helpful to people. Now, if there are people who are in a business where they're not a critical business, they're not the kind of organization that really needs to communicate very often with people, they're probably not the ones that will be most helped by our crisis communications planning. If you are an engineering firm right now, you probably won't be that helpful to all the same customers that maybe you're helpful to normally. There might be a very specific segment of that audience or a very specific group of people who are experiencing a problem or a challenge that you can help them solve. So as we're considering being helpful, like really put yourselves in the shoes of the people who need that help. That requires that we get more thoughtful about our email marketing list. We don't want to just send blasts to everybody. I mean, there's a joke, a meme going around on the internet right now about people's inboxes just being completely filled and overloaded with COVID-19 emails, including from the gym that they haven't been to in 3 years. That's the sort of situation where I can't be helped by you. I haven't been to your gym in 3 years. And by the way, your gym isn't even open right now. So maybe don't send me communication. But if there are people who are active parts of your gym, or maybe they have very specific challenges that they're facing, and you can segment that group of people and communicate with them effectively about how you can help them, you're going to be more successful in terms of getting responses to that communication, which is what we all want.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I don't know about you, but we're getting a lot of requests from clients to send out communications.
Yeah.
And we've gotten requests to send out multiple communications to the same audience. And while communication is really important right now to let people know, thinking about what's going on in our own inboxes and in those recipients' inboxes is really important. Like, hey, how can we consolidate this? How can we put this information on a web page and send one email and send people to the page to find the info they need? You know, trying to be creative and really empathetic and cognizant of other people's experiences is key in getting the message across, which is the whole point, right?
Yeah, clear, consistent messages are what we all need to do right now, but we need to do it in a way that is useful to our 5 different audiences. So right now, as we're doing crisis planning and we're figuring out communications plans, our 5 audiences are our employees, our current clients and customers, the ones that depend on us for things, our suppliers, the people that we depend on for things, we need to have a plan to communicate with them, possibly our investors or donors, if we're in that sort of position, and then finally our industry at large. So you're not going to be able to help all of those people. And so the frequency with which you communicate with each one of the 5 groups should be different. You don't need to blast everything to everybody all of the time. Also consider that email isn't the only communications channel. A lot of people, unfortunately, are just letting their scheduled posts go on social. I don't know if you've seen that, but the things that they always post about, they continue to post about on LinkedIn and Facebook. And that's tone deaf, and it's not helpful. And so if there's one thing we recommend, it's stop selling, stop helping, and only focus on communicating consistently. Well, only focus on communicating regularly with the people for which you can be the most helpful.
Yeah, that's great. And if everybody's seen those scheduled posts, and when you see like the restaurant down the street promoting their specials, but they're closed, you're like, oh no, somebody forgot to turn off the social feed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
This is not the time to
yeah.
depend on Hootsuite or Sprout Social or any scheduling software. Just stop it. And yeah, that means that you need to invest in like daily posting, but then hopefully that will also make you think every day about what is going to be helpful today.
Yeah. Yeah. Or still use the tools, but be mindful of what you're putting in there and don't schedule anything too far out.
Yes, don't schedule anything too far out. That is the best practice right now.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Cassandra. I think this has been a huge help in helping people think through patiently and in an organized way how to get those communications out to everybody. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, happy to be helpful.